much
Start
out at
things
that
off
point.
with a bang. Let's go right into bout number 2. Justin Zachariasen to the blue corner, please.
Justin Zachariasen, he's fighting right here out of Missoula, Montana. He's 23 years old, 6'2". He's got a record of 1-0, and he's out of SBG Missoula. Are you familiar with SBG?
I have gotten to do a lot of training with the SBG guys. I've had a couple of local competitions myself in jiu-jitsu with their competitors out of their gym. And let me say, these guys love to fight.
Yeah, when they show up to our fights, when they show up to any fight, they look always prepared, ready to go.
Professional, respectful, disciplined, and a lot like the Olsen Bearing guys, these guys are obsessed with MMA.
Well, he stands 6'2". He's 23 years old, and he's only fighting at 155 weight class. That's pretty thin for that size. I'm 6 foot and 240. I guess I'm just a abnormally big guy.
And I will say, looking at him about to step into the cage, I wouldn't say that's scrawny. I would say I am afraid of a build like that, and I would hate to be standing across from him in the cage.
Oh, I have no desire to stand across from any of these guys in any way, shape, or form. And I wasn't insinuating that they were scrawny. I'm just saying that's a lean, mean fighting machine.
Nothing but muscle on those bones.
But I'm going to be honest with you. The short colors with the teal and the pink take me back to my days in the 80s. I love it.
Chad Stevens to the red corner, please.
Chad Stevens would also be considered a local boy. Hamilton, Montana is about 30 miles to the south of Missoula here. He's 24 years old. He's 5'10", with a record of 3-0, and he too is out of the Olsen Bearing Valley Tudo.
There is a long-term, I'm not going to say rivalry, but there's always academies in this area trying to prove themselves. And when you're only 30 miles away from one of the largest academies in Montana of SBG, you find yourself having yourself compared, having to prove that the way you do martial arts is valid. And so tonight we might see an absolute matchup, both competitors having a long history to defend for their academies and a lot to put on the line when we fight tonight.
Well, I can tell you I'm certainly looking forward to this fight. This was one of the ones on my list of people that of gents that I wanted to watch fight. That 155 weight class, 155-pound weight class is one of my favorites. Second only to the 170. I guess third after the 125. Those little guys scrap. Here's the tail of the tape, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Zachariasen fighting out of SBG Missoula. He's 23 years of age, 6'2", 1-0 record, going up against Chad Stevens out of Hamilton, who's 24, 5'10". There's a 4-inch height difference there, but he's a 3-0 fighter. So you were talking about reach. Obviously, reach tends to go, not always, but tends to go with that height advantage. But we definitely have Stevens with he's got at least 2 fights under his belt more than Justin.
And you cannot understate just how important it is to have that time in the cage. Every time you have to step out in front of thousands of people, live TV, you get nerves, you get nervous, and it's easy for you to lose some of that technique that you've been training up.
We've seen it come together all too often where it breaks into basically a street match, a street fight, and all that training goes out the window because they're both just trying to survive.
Talking about that reach advantage, it appears that we do have about a 3-inch reach difference between our two fighters.
It's an amateur fight in the lightweight division, sponsored by Werner Plumbing and Excavation. The fighter to my left is 23 years old, 6'2", with a 1-0 record, representing SBG Missoula out of Missoula, Montana. He is Justin Zachariasen.
Crowd definitely on his side.
And the fighter to my right is 24 years old, 5'10", with a 3-0 record, representing Olsen Bearing Valley Tudo out of Hamilton, Montana. Please welcome Chad Stevens.
And the Hamilton crowd showing up with enthusiasm here too.
Well, like I said, it's 30-mile difference. Still both hometown boys.
And as you also said, in a state with a population of 1 million, everyone here from Montana is a local fighter.
Can't tell you how many times I've traveled across this world and they're like, oh, you're from Montana. Do you know so-and-so? And it's like, well, it's not that small.
In our cage, referee Dave Evans.
Touching of the gloves, and we're off.
Fighters feeling out that range disadvantage, trying to feel where they need to close the gap. Testing that leg kick, we like it. Beautiful follow-up into that takedown. Scrambling for the mount, trying to get top position. Good defense. He makes it back to his feet. That is phenomenal.
Incredible work by
Beautiful
Justin.
inside trip. Can he keep top position here? Raining shots down from the top. Justin
going ahead and grabbed a hold of his arm there, Chad's arm, and now it looks like things are slowing down just a bit. Both guys regrouping, trying to figure out, okay, tactically, technically, what do we need to do?
It looks a lot like Chad is trying to climb over into a side control position, recover that top pressure, and Justin's on his back. Justin gets the reversal, almost sweeps him over. He's swinging wildly. Now Chad's on his back. He gets the takedown.
I'm going to tell you right now, it looked like he slipped a little when he went to grab him, thereby showing him his back.
Justin rolls underneath to the back. He has the back position, looking for both hooks. He's going to start attacking the neck of Chad. Chad Stevens in a terrible position here. Let's see if he can fight his way out of this or if Justin can wrap around his neck. Chad Stevens showing tremendous strength and standing up with 155 pounds on his back.
That was an amazing change of events.
Both of these fighters switching positions 5 times in seconds. Chad Stevens has Justin up against the cage. Seeing some feints out of Justin. Both of them hesitant for a new engage, knowing the other one's capable. Nice leg kick landing. Way to slip those strikes. He's on the hips. Does he get it? He finishes the takedown. Can he take top position with it?
Got about 30 seconds left.
Slides into top mount. Those shots hurt. He's given up the back. He manages to roll into guard. He's on top. A beautiful transition there. Both of these fighters moving fantastically in the cage.
10 seconds left.
Let's see if he can posture up and get some power strikes or if he's in trouble of a submission here.
And there it is. Jesse, that was incredible.
That is a phenomenal first round.
We went back and forth. One was on top, one was on the bottom. They switched sides. They stood up. They went down, back and forth, forth and back.
I have never seen a technical cartwheel before, but the closest thing I can describe that is cartwheels and flips.
Here's an exchange here on our instant replay. That's where Chad grabbed the foot of Justin and then put him down, stood back up.
Here we're going to see, I believe, a beautiful inside leg trip. He gets him over, but here's where Justin managed to crawl out the back and climb on top.
And then Chad does the exact same thing right there. He rolls back out and ends up in mount. Or, excuse me, guard. He ended up in guard, not mount. My bad.
With how skilled both of these athletes are, either one of them escaping the bottom mount position is impressive.
All right,
and they both did it multiple times.
You tell me, Jesse, what do you got? Which one do you have? I call it a split. I'm saying it's a split so far. But I'm not a judge. I'm a silly commentator.
I do not envy the judges after a round like that. Scoring that round in favor of either of these competitors is going to be a challenge. And I think you could call that round to any fighter.
Well, I called it a split. You gave me permission, Jesse. I did it.
Referee Dave Evans doing his best to clean some of the sweat off of this cage. Sweltering 96 degrees outside.
There was this, at a time there where I could have swore he slipped. He didn't. His feet were right where they were sweaty on the mat. Oh.
Beautiful kick connecting.
Did that connect his glove or did it connect his face?
He didn't eat the brunt of it, but that still caused a little damage.
Yeah, and he answered back with a couple of hits just straight to the face. And there's another kick.
Some nice jabs trading for some clean head kicks.
Should be mentioned that Chad is 5'10", kicking a man in the face who's 6'2". That's some great flexibility.
So people behind you can see,
phenomenal technique. Looking like whenever Justin opens up for that jab, he leaves his head exposed to that left side head kick.
I've often wondered when fighters have long hair and it comes out of their ponytail or whatever, does that become an issue? It seems like it can.
It is an asset, using it to hypnotize his opponent and distract them from the fists.
Well, there's that too, I guess.
Both of these fighters respecting the other fighter's range.
Another kick to the head. Oh.
Managed to cover up most of it, only connecting with the arm. But this round thus far is all Chad Stevens.
Oh, now you're willing to pick.
Take it round by round, Jim. Take it round by round.
Justin getting a little encouragement from the crowd.
Maintaining his distance, not eating any dangerous shots. Both of them calm, composed, disciplined.
Up over the top by Chad to the head of Justin.
These are some powerful strikes, beautiful combinations, most of it landing. He gets that.
He's wobbled. He's wobbled. Justin's wobbled.
Back against the cage.
He's doing a great job trying to
stand it out. And he manages to strike his way out of that. I saw his knees turn to jelly, but he's still standing.
He used that cage to hold himself up and then just continued to move.
His back was put to a wall, and all he did was fight out of it. Spinning back fist, just barely missing.
Seems like Justin just wants to spend the next 5 seconds running. There we go. They both live to fight another round. I think you're still going to put that one to Chad, right?
I'm going to say with Chad landing a large lead in significant strikes that round and having almost full control of the pace of that round, I'm going to say if you're Justin's corner, you're telling him right now he's got to win this round or he's got to put Chad down.
Well, I'm glad you and I agree on this one. Here's that replay. It seemed like the whole round they were just feeling each other out still, but there's that kick. 5'10" up to a 6'2" face. Each one of those had to do something, and this is that barrage that Chad Stevens just decided to put onto Justin Zachariasen. At one point, like you said, it looked like his legs buckled right there, but then he managed to just keep moving, bob and weave, bob and weave. Managed to keep him on his feet and at least into the third and final round. These are amateur fights here, so these are three-minute rounds.
And those rounds, for the folks at home, it's not that long. But I can tell you from standing inside the cage, in sparring with guys like this, 3 minutes is an eternity.
I'm going to tell you, Jesse, there's not much I will take and do for 3 minutes.
One more round for these fighters. They felt each other out. They've exchanged beautiful grappling prowess. Let's see what they bring for round number 3.
Exchanging taps there, tapping gloves.
Almost catches that leg kick. Using more of that jab, trying to connect it to the crosses, Justin. Goes in for the takedown.
Justin said no more of this exchange. He wants him on the ground. But no luck.
Has the hips. He's against the cage. He's got him grabbed again. Just unable to get a grip on that outside knee to finish the takedown.
Chad said nope.
Chad defending beautifully.
See, I'm telling you, that long hair can be a distraction. He keeps feeling the need to pull it back out of his face. I don't know if that's helping or hurting, but
that right hook just barely outside of Chad Stevens' head. something to note at home, Justin advancing this entire round thus far. He's got the pedal to the metal.
I think his corner said exactly what you said they should.
Trade of kicks, neither landing. Beautiful head kick.
We're halfway done with the final round, folks.
The crowd shouting for Justin to get in there. Beautiful leg kick.
Does it ever become a distraction, Jesse, where you feel like you have 400 coaches?
Easily. Some fighters get distracted by the crowd, and some fighters get fueled by the crowd, and I think Justin's getting pushed forward by the wind of the people in the stands. Chad Stevens managing to put him on the back foot for the later half of this round. Back kick connects. "35 seconds left in the round. Either of these fighters could think they won the first round. Either of these fighters could think they're winning this round.
But I wonder if everybody thinks that Chad took the second round.
That one's a little more decided, I think, than the first round or the third round have been thus far. Superman punch attempted there. Superman punch traded back.
Match
nice
right back.
Kick landing.
We got 7 seconds, 6.
Head kick just barely misses. Could have been the knockout he needed.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rounds. Gentleman hug in the center of the cage.
You noted the glove touch at the start of round 3. Excellent sportsmanship showed by both of our competitors in the cage. Spirit to be out here, and both of them managed to stand and fight for 9 straight minutes. Phenomenal feat. Either of these fighters.
Here's that replay where Justin was on top trying to land some of those, just rain down some hits. That was from the first round. And here we are from this, again, from that first round. Chad sitting there, that's that barrage of hits. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say Chad took that first round, or excuse me, it was anybody's in the first round, right? Isn't that what we said?
We said it could have been anyone in the first round.
Yeah.
Here we see the third round, Justin managing to take a beautiful takedown attempt, Chad managing to just barely get out of it. I think the judges could have scored this bout in either competitor's favor.
Well, they certainly don't pay me to be a judge.
I know why they don't pay me, and I wouldn't be able to pick between these two and those 3 rounds.
But that wind with Justin's hair, just that luxurious mane blowing in the wind.
Bout number 2 comes to a close, brought to you by Werner Plumbing and Excavation. Your winner by unanimous decision, Chad Stevens.
There we go. Like you said, it could have gone either way. It went
Justin
to Chad's
a huge
way
round
this
of
time.
applause for fighting a great fight.
Coaches and cornermen hugging, fighters hugging. That's one of the things I absolutely adore about this sport is the camaraderie and sportsmanship. They don't talk much, to each other before the fight, but afterwards we'll see them at the after party. We'll see them sitting there having a water or a drink together.
Fighters who fight in the cage end up forming lifelong friendships outside of the cage.
And just here's some replays there where Justin tried taking it, got him down, but Chad said, nope, not today.
Managing to get back to his feet against the cage quickly. And that's with 155 pounds bearing down on top of you.
Well, as I'm looking over to my left, we got Doc Fuller taking a look at Justin Zachariasen, making sure everything's okay. Justin got a little bit of a